day, everyone. We're once again here. I'll bring you Becky from Wavesofki. Becky, go ahead. Over to you.
Thank you. It's nice to see everybody today. The topic or the area that we're talking about today is healing and empowerment. My topic is healing to empower ourselves back to self-love. Life gives us challenges to help us heal and grow. However, until we're ready to allow healing into our lives, the pain and the trauma that we feel can drive us to finding ways to protect ourselves, sometimes burying the pain in negative patterns. And these negative patterns have such a huge impact on our emotional and our mental health. Self-protection may take many forms. It could be procrastination, failed relationships, difficult and contentious relationships with family, work, addictions. And it's not just addictions to alcohol, drugs, and gambling. You could be a shopaholic, a workaholic, an exerciseaholic, or a gamer who video games take over their lives. It's any activity that you bury yourself in so you don't have to feel and think. You're being fearful and insecure, self-sabotage when looks like things are getting better. You find ways to make it not work. Feeling anger and resentment towards authority figures, or maybe even life in general. And you may hold negative belief patterns, feeling shame, and thus you have a low self-esteem and a low sense of self-worth. You may have eating disorders, or you could withdraw and self-isolate so you don't have to feel or possibly get triggered by social interaction. Or you could suffer through depression and anxiety. The huge problem with these patterns is that they keep you stuck in pain and in the story. They keep you in a holding pattern, so you are unable to move forward into a feeling of calm, of happiness and self-love. And it's important to identify the different causes, to understand why they have impacted your life, and to release that pain and trauma so you can develop a healthier lifestyle. You can become lighter in spirit and have less stress in your daily life. You'll be able to see new possibilities and be excited about life. In my practice, Waves of Ki energy work, I use Reiki and shamanic Reiki to look at what is energetically causing pain or blockages in your life, finding the root of that blockage, and then I help you to gently release and cut away from them. We may also work on healing your inner child. However, your intention for the session, for each of the sessions, dictates what areas of your life that we would be working on. By taking steps to heal yourself, whether through energy or spiritual healers, through meditation or breath work, or Western medical practitioners, or maybe a combination of different modalities, you are empowering yourself, giving yourself permission to move forward with emotional and mental freedom. Food for thought. So my guest today is Tina Thrussell. She is a loving co-founder of Best You Can Be and a messenger of the Shindao, the way of the heart. Authenticity and community are important values for Tina, which is why she is also a co-collaborator with myself, Sandy Dacey, and Joanne Neweduk for the Spiritual Networking YYC Luncheons that we hold the first Friday every month. She will tell you about an empowering moment in her life and what she brings to you in her practice. Tina, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so delighted to be invited to be here with you, Becky. It really is a wonderful thing that you're doing by inviting members of our spiritual networking group to share what it is they do, and in this case, their empowering moments and how that connects.
Yes. So what is an empowering moment that you find you draw? Sometimes we'll go back and revisit and draw on, or even if you don't revisit it, that you feel that energy from that moment continuing to run throughout your life.
It's interesting. I didn't anticipate saying this, because when I first read about what the show was about, I had all sorts of visions about what I might talk about. But this morning, what came to me was to share the moment that I got an email from an acquaintance. And the email simply said, I teach a barefoot, dance-based movement to uplifting music that connects mind, body, and spirit. I think you'd really enjoy it. I invite you to come and try a class.
Right.
And so I did. I went and I tried one of these classes. And I tell you, I started weeping partway through. And there wasn't any emotion that I could attach to that weeping. It was just tears, like tears of incredible release. And by the end of the class, I realized I felt really at home in my body for probably the first time, at least the first time in as long as I could remember. And I thought, wow, what is this thing called Nia? And Robin, the woman who invited me to come and try the class, said, there's going to be an intensive 7-day training for this summer. And I think you would love it, because it's all about personal growth and connecting your mind, body, and spirit. And I think it's something that will appeal to you, considering you found this to be such a moving experience. And so I did. I enrolled in that week-long Nia White Belt Intensive. And partway through the course, they asked us, consider by the end of the week whether or not you might like to register as a teacher. And I thought, no, I'm just doing this for me. But by the end of the week, when I realized how much I'd learned, how much I'd grown, how much this had impacted me, I just knew it was like a calling. I had to register to become a teacher. And that was in 2006. Here I am, X number of years later, really appreciating as you were talking about, the importance of moving energy blocks, of getting energy moving, and how dancing to uplifting music in the barefoot way can do that.
Yes, because you're connecting to Mother Earth at the same time, and you're drawing up the energy from the earth as well. And that just adds to it. Yes.
Absolutely. And it's whole body movement. So we often raise our arms above our head, which is a natural position of celebration and joy. We open our arms wide, which opens our heart. There are so many amazing aspects to this that really translate into healing on a physical, mental, and emotional level.
And that's so lovely that the ones, I feel that the energy practice that we bring to our clients, sometimes the most powerful ones are the ones that have also brought healing to us, so that we want to share it with everyone. Yes.
Yeah, that's very true. And I had thought, like I said, I had thought previously, when I thought about being here, that I would talk about but this came out this morning. It just popped into my head that this is the moment to share. And I think it's because I have sometimes, at points in my life, as we often do, underestimated the value of that moment and the value of this practice and what it brings to my life and what it brings to my students' lives. I remember after one class, one woman coming to me, again, tears rolling down her face. And she said, "Oh my gosh, thank you. I've lived most of my life in pain, and I forgot about the pain in this time that we were dancing. And I just feel so connected to my soul, more connected than I've ever felt." And it was just really a precious, precious moment.
Yes. And the beautiful part is there are so many ways that we can bring healing into our lives. And with some modalities, they don't resonate. And it's so lovely to find paths that we can walk, that do call to us, that do help us to heal. And, sometimes it's a bit of a hit and miss, or a chance to go and find out what's out there. And dance and music and movement are definitely, I feel, really, because they get us into it, and they also bring out our inner child. Getting a chance to dance and play helps our inner child as well to heal, because much of the pain that we carry comes from our childhood. So by dancing and letting our inner child have that fun, we are able to also help our inner child to heal, it's beautiful to be able to do that.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And you're so right. There are so many paths, different modalities, different routes for different people to take.
Yep.
And even those who say, "Oh, but I don't dance." It's interesting because there's so much science behind what dance can do for our health. The idea of learning specific dance steps, Nia combines some choreography with some free dance. So there's lots of self-expression, but there's also the opportunity for all of that left-right brain connection. And when we are learning patterns, it actually helps our hippocampus to grow. This is the area of the brain that controls our memory and our coordination. And that part of the brain actually grows in that process. So we actually have the potential to increase our learning capacity, our memory, our coordination. And that's a little known fact that not a lot of people know. So other than all the feel-good aspects, there's really science behind the fact that it's really doing some good for you.
And that's the beautiful part, especially for people who are more logical or more right brain oriented, that there is proof and evidence showing how helpful dance and movement can be in our lives. So, and helping us to heal and to set up new pathways. In that respect, I feel as well, for those of us who are aging, well, of course, everybody's aging, but those of us who are further along in the aging process, that getting the opportunity to develop new neural pathways is very important to staving off things like Alzheimer's or dementia, as well. And to be able to do it. And even though there are patterns, everybody can move. So it's not necessarily dance, but being able to just express yourself through movement, however that may be, is whoever's form of dancing it. When I look at the way I dance compared to the way somebody else dances, I know there's times when they look at me and go, "Oh my gosh," like, you're being like really out there. Yeah, I guess I am.
And that's great. Being out there is good for your soul, right? To care less about what others think. And that's something we learn as we get older too. It doesn't matter so much what other people think, right? It really matters more what we feel.
Yes.
It doesn't even matter so much what we think. It matters more what we feel.
Yes.
And dancing makes people feel good if they stop the comparing, right? If we're not comparing ourselves to others. And that's one of the first things I say in my classes. This is not about you keeping up with me or with anybody in the class. This is about moving your body's way, learning to listen to your body, doing what makes you feel good.
Yep. So you're giving them permission that if they just want to, they could be at the back of the class and just doing their own thing, and they can see everybody doing whatever, but they're being part of the group and moving and dancing, but not necessarily doing what everybody else, and it's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's totally okay. We have people with handicaps in our class, with people who are predominantly over 50, and everybody manages very well together by dancing at their own level of comfort and their own level of self-expression and release.
So right now you are offering your Nia classes, Nia or Nia?
It's pronounced Nia.
Nia. Your classes online or through Zoom?
Yes. And more excitingly, I'm actually in the midst of launching a De-Stress with Tina membership site. So what I'm doing is I'm recording not only Nia dance, but various other forms of movement, audio guided meditations, my magic mood shifters, just a little quick 1-2 minute activities that uplift your spirits, get you moving in simple ways, get you refocused in simple ways. And there's going to be this whole collection. And for now, I actually have 3 videos posted there that are free for everybody to access. It's complimentary. Those pages are up and active. And I invite people to start utilizing them, especially during this time when we can't be getting out to classes per se. And then you can just tune in and play any one of those 3 videos whenever it's convenient for you, in the convenience of your own home or in your backyard or wherever.
And as well, it's a nice lead up for people who maybe have never done it before or being more self-conscious, that they get into that movement, getting into being part of the group, and yet not having to worry about people seeing them, not feeling self-conscious, and they just get to do their own thing and bop around their living room however they want to, or in their backyard, and not worry about what somehow, people judging them, and just enjoying the opportunity to dance without their worries about criticism or judgment from other people. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that, Tina.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it because it really is going to give people quite a broad array of resources to turn to help de-stress, to release some of those energy blocks, to just feel good. And there'll even be some 1-hour dance routines so that you can actually get fit, stay in shape if you want. So it'll have a broad spectrum appeal.
So that's on bestyoucanbe.ca.
Yeah, bestyoucanbe.ca. There's a little tab that says Our Programs, and then the very first item listed is De-Stress with Tina. Just click there and it'll take you through.
Nice. Very nice. So this is offered free at the moment, but it will become a members only page after a while, or are you going to have a separate part that's members only, or how do you?
Yep, there'll be a separate click through to a members only page. So those 3 videos will remain up there for, who knows, maybe forever, that people continue to access. Might get boring to have like 1 half-hour dance routine and 1 magic mood shifter. So they might want to access more. And in that case, they can just click through. And it just occurred to me within the last couple of days to have a couple of levels of membership, so that if you just want to access the videos and the audio recordings, you can do that. But if you'd like to go deeper and have a one-on-one session with me as well, and have access to some what I'm calling wisdom from the heart transmissions, where I simply receive and transmit information from source, those will be reserved in a deeper well-being membership level. So that's all being laid out, and they can click through and see some of the information at this point anyway.
And I know that you also help to, in taking our energy aura or our field of energy and expanding it. Would that also be something that you offer?
That may be something that comes up in the one-on-one session. I put no boundaries and no parameters around that at all. I really make myself an open receiver transmitter for whoever I'm working with. So in these one-on-one sessions, it might be that sound wellness, the use of sound tools comes out. It might be working with your freedom field and reactivating this natural source of what we would call protection.
Mhm.
There's just a whole array of energy work and all sorts of things that can happen.
Right.
Sometimes it might just be some guidance that comes through oracle cards. It's just whatever comes through in the moment as to what you need in the moment. That
So
is what happens.
so what is freedom field? Or expand on the freedom field, please.
Okay, so the freedom field is actually it's an ancient understanding that all of us have a field of energy around us. And if you're at all were a Star Trek fan, you know, when the captain would say shields up, and they would put up this energy field around the ship, and their ship was protected. So everyone has this energy field around us. But over time, we've forgotten that it's there. We've forgotten to keep it active and moving and keeping us in this natural state of flow where energies that we might consider negative or less than life enhancing can actually just kind of flow around us without having to go through and impact us. And so the freedom field reactivation is becoming aware of that freedom field, getting it moving again at the frequency it is intended to be moving at, so that it is actively deflecting energies that are less than life enhancing for you.
So that stays with you through the days and protects you and keeps you in more of a, so it's protecting you from negative energies, and then as well it's allowing your energy to just be able to be out there and interacting with our world in a safe way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we could go into a whole nother discussion about the word protection and how we've come to misunderstand that word.
Yes.
But I don't want to take up like the entire show with that. So I will just say that protection is a misunderstanding. It's not like there's stuff out there that we have to hide from or protect ourselves from. It's just that there are different energies that resonate in different frequencies that may feel disturbing to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to be in a place where those energies sort of bypass us. I mean, everything is energy and it's always flowing around us.
That's right.
And the idea of protecting yourself, for me, it's sort of a fear-based concept.
Yes.
There's a boogeyman out there and I've got to protect you from the boogeyman, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not the way we want to look at it. We want to look at just being in the natural state of flow.
Mm-hmm. And what has been going on right now out in the world has really as well, I'm not saying showing that, but maybe emphasizing it more of how we need to move with that energy and not let it impact us and cause us to hide away.
Yes. That's really what's been happening in a really big way.
Mm-hmm.
Any level of fear is being heightened. Any level of anger is being heightened. Resentment, everything is being amplified in this time of isolation and whatnot. And so I think this is an even more important time to become aware of this concept of not being fearful and not feeling like you need to be protected, but just being in the natural flow as it's meant to be.
And as well, feeling empowered enough within ourselves that we don't feel the fear, that we know within ourselves that we're okay and that we will be okay no matter what gets thrown at us, that we are strong within who we are and that we continue just to be and to flow. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really good reminder, Tina.
Well, it is easy to forget, especially when we're being bombarded like every minute of every day with stories about everything that's going on. And so I think it's even more important to stay connected to our true source, as you say, that strength and that knowing that we have inside, that no matter what comes at us, everything really is all right. And we'll never be given anything more than we can handle.
That's right. That's very, very true.
And anything that comes our way happens for us, not to us. It's perhaps for strengthening, for helping us grow, for helping us learn, for
To
helping
become more aware.
Yeah. Yeah, all those things.
And that is one of the wishes that I have for the outcomes of this past 2 months, is that people, with the space that they were given of being home and not being able to be busy, that their awareness has expanded, that they are getting closer connected to the world around us in a more organic way, and more connected to the planet itself, the well-being of the planet and the well-being of the plants and animals that are part of our planet, and seeing us as all, interconnected. Interconnected globally with all of our fellow humans, and not having any barriers and distinctions and groupings, and instead just seeing us as all just one collective consciousness of humans, and as well with the plants and the animals and our earth, all being synergetically, I guess, linked.
Yes. Yes, it's one of the 12 tenets of the Shin Tao. You mentioned that I'm a messenger of the Shin Tao, the way of the heart. And one of the 12 tenets is see all life is sacred. All life is sacred, whether it's human, plant, animal, whether it's the earth, whether it's trees or birds or fish, doesn't matter. If we treated all life as sacred, then there would be greater peace and respect on our planet. It's that simple.
Yes. And that is my wish for a result of all the craziness that has been happening over the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That when we come out of this, we come out more enlightened and more aware and more compassionate and patient and tolerant.
Beautiful wishes for the planet, Becky. Thank you for having those wishes for us all. Maybe we can all hold them as intentions, that's what we develop into.
That would be lovely. I would love to see that as a result of, just that people just move slower. We don't need to be in the crazy, busy rush, and to take time to appreciate our families, appreciate people who are in our friends and acquaintances and other cultures. Yes, it's appreciation and thankfulness. I feel that if we can come out of all of this with even like the thankfulness and the appreciation, that will make a huge impact on things going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Gratitude makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it does. So
be grateful. And I see there's this lovely little banner that says, release, relax, renew. Yes. And ultimately, that's what both of us do. That's certainly our commonality, is we help people release energy blocks, relax, because when we're relaxed, that's when our bodies can self-heal and we feel renewed.
Yes, it's it's a progression, and in order to reach that renewal, we have to let go, release and let go of those patterns that no longer serve us, that really didn't serve us in our lives anyways, but that were there for us to work through and to release, so that karmically we do not have to deal with them ever again. Yes. Yeah. I want all of us to live in Dharma. Like, enough of this karma stuff. It's like, yeah, let's get into Dharma like now.
So for those listening who might not know what Dharma is, do you want to explain that?
So Dharma is when we choose. It isn't actions that we have done in the past and the reverberations and the behaviors that are keeping us stuck in a certain state, that we are able to release them. And by moving into Dharma, we are making our choices to live in a more enlightened way that does not cause harm to anyone, to ourselves or to anyone else, and that we can move forward with clear intention of that is like we are making that choice as to what actions we are doing, and choosing to do actions that help us to grow, that help us to heal, and by doing that, it ripples out to everybody else. Because as an example we're setting, we can show this is how it positively impacts your life when you follow a path that makes your heart sing, when you are in a place of gratitude, when you can be of service to others without attachment, and just helping them to heal and grow without attaching my agenda onto it. And it's just their agenda, just helping them to reach their own goals without myself also adding in mine. So yes, it's for each of us to choose the path that we walk in this lifetime, and to do it with kindness and compassion and tolerance. Yes.
That's the way of the heart. That's the Shindao, to do everything with love, kindness, and compassion. And the whole concept of Dharma is huge, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
I would have been tempted to add, although how can we add? You offered such a full, rich description, but I might add being in alignment. Yes. In alignment with source, in alignment with what it is that we're truly called to be here for. And you alluded to that when you said that when we're in service in a way that is genuine service and not for seeking whatever we might get out of it.
That's right.
But to serve, then we're definitely in our Dharma. Yeah. And it is about choice. I think you nailed that very accurately. That karma is kind of just what happens and how we have to deal with it.
And we're not making the choice to deal with it. It's like, if I didn't have to go through any of this, it'd be wonderful. But instead, by doing so, we get to grow. And we get to, our spirits get to expand by healing these karmic lessons, by healing the karma. We are allowing our spirits to just soar, to get lighter, there is such a beautiful physical feeling. It isn't just, spiritual, blah, blah, blah. There's a feeling even within our bodies when we are able to release that karma or clean it up and move in to Dharma. It's just such a soul
freeing is the word that comes to me.
freedom, yes, because we get to choose. That's right. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your wisdom and sharing Neil with us. and what you're going to be doing on your website, I've got to go and check it out, because it's just, I love movement. I love dance. So it's giving me, it's inspiring me to go and look at it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for this great conversation. Truly enjoy. I'm always amazed at the depth of wisdom that you have. So thank you for sharing it with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. As a grandmother, it is one of my, I guess, part of my path is just being able to, or allowing the wisdom that I've accumulated over all the years of living to be imparted. So, yeah.
Well done.
But you are a very wise woman too, Tina.
I thank you.
You have beautiful nuggets of wisdom to share with us, like some of the pieces that you share with me. It's like, oh, it just opens up new possibilities. It's like, I never thought of it that way before. Thank you. You know, I love that. And that's why one of the reasons I feel that I love so much our co-collaboration on our spiritual networking YYC is we are able to, by collaborating, we get to bounce ideas and information off of each other and give us new ideas and just how sometimes the way you word something, I'm like, oh, what a beautiful way to say it with heart and compassion. Yes, I am so thankful that you're one of my co-collaborators, Tina.
It really is a wonderful, heartfelt experience that we share, for sure.
Yes, it is. It's heartfelt. It's learning. It's supporting each other. It is a very, how do I put it? The support and the collaboration that is there for those of us who are organizing the spiritual networking YYC luncheons. It's like having a family that has your back. But when it's like, oh, I can't get to doing that right now, they go and they step and go, I can take care of that. Or, it's like I have technical issues. Well, I can call on Tina or I can call on Sandy, and I'm like, yay.
Yeah, boy, there was a time where I never would have thought you could ever turn to me for technical issues because I was so anti-technology, but I've really come to appreciate what a wonderful tool it is to help us communicate and get our messages out. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Tina. I know I started saying goodbye 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'll say bye for now. And again, thank you for having me here today.
But, so, with Waves of Ki energy work, if you would like to visit my website, www.wavesofki.com, I have a blog on there, a blog tab that shows the topics that I've talked about over the last 6 weeks now, I think 5 weeks, and as well the video of them is on, and I do have a podcast on YouTube that you can subscribe to get, I guess, notifications of future podcasts that will be coming up on YouTube. And as well, you can watch the previous video interviews on the blog website as well. Anyways, thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure today being able to speak with Tina, being able to discuss what she is offering to the world, and that, just being able to share spiritual and energy and speaking with somebody who really understands where I'm coming from, and Tina knows that I can understand where she's coming from. And I hope that for those of you who also can relate to this and it resonates with you, love to see you come back again next week. I'll be here next Thursday. My guest next week is Wanda Buckleiter-Gardner. She is with Walking Soul Wisdom. And she'll be talking about some about the systemic constellation workshops that she holds, and just healing energy and how she is able to help you to do that and helping to heal the family lineage. So until next week, look forward to have a good week, and we'll talk to you or see you then. Night.